All right, we are live. Welcome back to the Friday night prepper pre-party show. We're going to give people a few minutes here to go through the ads and get settled. If you are watching this on the Friday night prepper pre-party show, got a little echo. People a few minutes here to go through the ads and get settled. If you are watching this on the Friday night prepper pre-party show, got a little echo. People a few minutes here to go through the ads and get settled. You're watching this on the Friday night prepper. If you guys got windows open, mute the extra windows, and that should kill it.
I'm using another phone, so I think it's not me, and it's on mute.
My iPad's on mute. So
who is it? I'm using another phone, so I think it's not me, and
hang
it's
on.
on mute.
All right, hang on. Is that any better?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
good. Yeah. My iPad's on mute. I'm just there in the chat room.
I'm sorry, guys. That was mine. I forgot that I had a window open in the background. My bad. Hey, Angie, welcome. Thank you for checking in. I think I saw Ray earlier. Austrian Stacker, thank you for checking in. All right, so if you guys are watching this on recap, we do this. I go live on Friday nights usually. Life sometimes gets in the way, but we usually go live Friday nights at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. I always talk about topics related to preparedness. Food self-sufficiency is one of my favorite topics to talk about, and I know hearing from people all around the United States right now that there's food shortages, there's empty shelves, depending on where you are. And then I've heard from some other people that they're not seeing it. So I think it might be some regional supply chain issues, depending on what's going on. I also talk about a little bit about financial preparedness. I find that that's a topic that the prepper community probably needs to put a little bit more effort into because financial preparedness is preparedness. And I have two very special guests with me tonight. These are friends of mine that I have been friends with since we all started our journey on YouTube around the same time.
Yeah.
And we all met actually through a mutual friend, Move with Jen, who hopefully will get a chance to pop in tonight too. But one of the things that I say, if people would ask me, like, what's been the best thing about creating a channel? Of course, I like creating content. I really enjoy making videos. I love getting information out there to people and hearing like, hey, that's really cool. I didn't know how to grow that, type of pepper or whatever. But really one of the best things about it that I didn't even know would happen is the great friendships that I've made in the process of this journey. And two of the great people that I've met are here with me tonight. So we'll start with the Tattooed Ronin, aka Fu. Thank you so much for joining us. If you don't mind, could you tell people a little bit about your channel and what you like to do?
Yeah, of course. First off, thanks for having me, Sarge, and it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. So yeah, we basically all started our channel back, around the same time, 2020, when everything was going on with the world. I just needed a break to focus on something different, and that's when I decided to start a YouTube channel. And I started around doing something I love, which is fitness, working out. And at that time, the gyms were closed. So that's when I started doing DIY workouts or finding different things to work out at home, because I was so used to just working out at the gym. It just felt awkward being at home and not having something to lift. When you're at the gym, you're lifting, you're curling the weights. You feel that good, like, pumping your arm. And I miss that feeling. So I started to use different things to work out, like using cinder block to curl it, using a pipe to hold it like as a bar. I made a dip bar out of PVC pipe and stuff like that, Then I started focusing on home workout, such as burpees. And that's why I met all the other content creator that's in the fitness too. And I started doing versus videos with them and stuff like that. So that's how I got started my YouTube journey so far.
Awesome. Daniella?
So, hi everyone. My name's Daniella, and my YouTube channel, I started it in May 2020. And it's basically documenting my journey to just being better, doing better, and becoming better. It is a weight loss journey. I struggled through a slew of health problems after giving birth to my son about 7 years ago now, and I'm still dealing with them, but so much better. I had a lot of chronic pain issues, and I went on this journey to really heal myself, not just my body, but my mind. just to strive for something every day, because I spent a long time just not in a very great place. So when I realized that you set a goal and you achieve that goal, or you start working towards a goal, you find your happiness. So my channel is all about personal development. It's about fitness. I love working out. Working out is my outlet. I do home workouts strictly. That's how I lost my weight. I'm 70 pounds down from my highest weight. So yeah, I did strictly home
Great job.
workouts, and I'm all about that. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Yeah. So one of the reasons that I really enjoy both of your channels is that you both approach things with such a positive mindset. It's really, really important. And it's one of the things in the prepping world that I try to bring to my content. Now, those who've been around and been with me for a long time know I do occasionally go off on an angry rant, but I try to keep it positive, because it would be easy as a prepping channel for me to come on here and talk about things that are wrong in the world. It'd be easy for me to say, yeah, the pandemic really stinks, and it does. It'd be easy for me to talk about how bad the economy is and how frustrating all that is, and it does. But you have to your mental game is just as important as your skill set. It's just as important as the physical game, and you both bring that to the table, and I really like that about both your channels. So Fu, one of the things that you do is that you do your motivational videos, right? Where you kind of bring in
I love them.
stuff.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
awesome. Yeah, it's really good. And I know that you've been getting some good feedback about those.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that's one of the things I like doing. I like different speeches from different people or some other content creator, and I will have them in my videos and stuff. I try to push more positivity out there. If it can motivate you to get up and work out and just start your fitness journey. Some people, they just got to start. And if that helps them, then yeah, that makes me happy. So that's why I enjoy the process so far.
And Daniella, you really talk about the mental game too, and how important it is to value ourselves, to have self-esteem, to give yourself some slack if you didn't hit your goal, and keep pushing forward, right? So how did you end up bringing that into your content? Like, what made you decide to make that such a part of it? Because I think it's important. And as somebody who struggles with my own motivation to stay with fitness and to stay with eating healthy and things like that, it's a lifelong battle for me. Like, I'll gain weight, lose weight, I'll get in shape, get back out of shape.
Yeah.
But I stopped beating myself up about it, and I just started saying, okay, so do something about it, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the most important thing. So my content is basically what I'm doing right now. It is my life. I started it because I had such a horrible self-hating and self-loathing mindset. I was always so hard on myself, beat myself up. I still struggle with it to this day, but I don't let it take over. So when it comes to defeating that mindset, it is about daily maintenance. So I'm constantly pushing out content like that to help remind myself of that and to help inspire others. So mental fitness, without that, nothing happens in your life. And I learned that from being in the darkest place of my life, that when my mind wasn't there, nothing was working for me. I could have everything in the world, be happy, being in love in the relationship, but if I was constantly beating myself up, where would I be? So that's why I emphasize so much on the mental fitness game. It is so important to me. And yeah, and through my workouts, I build that fitness. I also build that fitness through listening to motivational talks. That's why I love that Fu is throwing up stuff like that up on his channel. I do it through meditation. I do it through reading books like Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And yeah, I'm just constantly trying to work on this mind, because as Les Brown says, for every one negative thought we have, we literally need 10 positive thoughts to overcome that.
Yeah.
So it is work on the daily. So the more I remind myself and others, the better.
Absolutely. And my viewers who've been with me for a while, they know that my full-time gig is I'm a mental health therapist. And I've been working in the field for over 20 years. And I'll be honest that piece of it, right, that I didn't even fully grasp that until like probably about 15 years into it, like how much things like cognitive thought stopping and managing your own mindset and reframing and watching your own negativity and not beating yourself up about your negativity, but recognizing that it's not good for you to stay there, right? And how do I get out of this? I got to somehow change my path, my mindset. That took me, with all my training and my experience in the field, it still took me 15 years of experience just to get to there. So part of my goal is when I'm working with my patients is I don't want you to take 15 years to get there. Let's get you there in 5 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, A couple people checking in here. One of our mutual friends, Yoga with Rachel. Thank you so much for popping in. We really appreciate you. And Nancy DeCastro, thank you so much for popping in. And that looks like you are doing awesome. Keep up the great work. I love that.
Nancy, I think that's my friend.
Yeah, good job, Nancy.
Good job.
Yeah, good job, Nancy. Thanks for stopping by.
So in the preparedness world, I think this is one of the things, unfortunately, this is one of the skills, one of the preps that people sometimes neglect and don't put as much effort into it as we could. I full disclosure, I sometimes slack off and take months off at a time. I at least walk. I do like to walk, and that's probably my favorite exercise. So even when I'm in gardening and outside yard work and stuff like that, so even when I'm not like heavy into my exercise, I'm still active. Now, from personal experiences, right? Like whether it be blizzard, tornadoes, hurricanes, all of which I've lived through, bad car accidents, fitness really it does need to be a factor for preparedness. And it's not something that you want to wait until there's an emergency to say, well, maybe I should get in shape now. It's something you should start thinking about beforehand. That's the whole idea of prepping is you're getting ready ahead of time for possible emergencies. So I can tell you that when we have a hurricane blow through here in South Carolina, the yard work afterwards, the picking up of tree limbs and stuff like that, it's draining. It's very, very hard. And people might think, oh, I'll just hire somebody to do that. Good luck after a hurricane. You're not going to find somebody because those people who do that kind of work are all already contracted by people who have a lot more money than me.
Yeah.
Right? So you're just not you're gonna have to do most of it yourself, or you're gonna have to get neighbors to help you, and you should probably help your neighbors if you're physically able to do so. So that's all part of it. Do you all have any kind of experiences you'd be willing to share about, like an emergency that you went through where fitness really did matter?
Not just an experience, but like even in the prepping community, like you should be fit in the event you have to like carry your gear somewhere, say your car breaks down. And what's the point of having all that fancy gear you have if you can't ruck march it? We used to do ruck marching in the military. That's what we call it. If you can't carry that gear, you have to leave it behind. Or in the event you have to defend yourself, wouldn't you want to be in better shape than the person trying to hurt you? Or wouldn't you want to be able to get away, like be able to run away in the event you need to run away? So fitness, yeah, it definitely carries over to all areas of your life. Your work life, you'll be more confident, you have more energy, and you'll feel better. And God forbid an emergency happen where you have to carry someone, you would want that. If it's your loved one you need to carry, you would want to, be able to carry them if you have to. So I would say, yeah, it definitely carries over.
I'm going to quote The Undertaker here because I'm a bit of a wrestling fan. But he said in a documentary, I love watching those wrestling documentaries, in order to be ready, you have to stay ready. So if an emergency arises, there is no way you have time to get ready. So it's important to condition yourself day in and day out to prepare for the worst. It's not like a gloom and doom thing. It is a positive thing because in doing so, you better your life, just being healthy. And you got to think, in an emergency situation, there's no doctors. So if you're sick or you're dependent on medications or whatnot, how are you going to help yourself? So it's important to find a way to get yourself in a situation where you're completely independent. Back in the day, I was on a slew of medications. I was on medications for thyroid, acid reflux, asthma. I was on so much medications. And it wasn't until that I did the research to figure out like, hey, it's my diet perhaps that like I transformed my life, I transformed my lifestyle. I went on keto, strict keto, and I need 20 grams of carbs or less for about 6 months. And I reversed my asthma. I got off all of my medications, all of my mental health medications. So it's so important just to be healthy because you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I've never been in an emergency situation that's that significant. I think a few years ago or 10 years ago, we lost power on the East Coast when I used to live back in Toronto, and we didn't have power for days. I forget when that was. Was that like 2010 or something? There was a major blackout. And yeah, that situation, I wasn't in horrible shape back in the day. Well, horrible shape, but back then I was pretty lean. So I was able to, lift things up, get firewood to cook outside because we had no electricity. So it goes back to just staying ready in order to be prepared.
Yep. Yeah, and you guys brought up some great examples there. Fu had said about, we preppers love our gear. I love my gear. I'm a gear junkie, right? But
I remember one of your videos you were talking about it, all the gear you have to carry. I think it was one of your live stream actually.
Yeah, I think I had Titan Preparedness on there with me.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he calls people out in the community, like, all us preppers have our bug out bags with all our gear. Try strapping that thing on and hiking for 10 miles, see how you feel.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not gonna be so easy. And Daniella said about chopping wood, like if you've ever done that, oh my gosh, that's such a workout.
It sounds like a good workout.
It's nuts, yeah.
It's fun. It's hard, but yeah.
Ton of calories, yeah. Yeah. If I don't know if you all have ever had to do this, but CPR, like,
yes.
Man, people think, it's chest compressions and breathing. Yeah, after like 3 minutes of that, you're gonna be exhausted.
Yeah. And you have to keep going until the paramedics get there. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah. And just preventative, right? Like I had a really bad medical situation a few years ago. I had a life-saving surgery, and they had to basically, not to get too gory on here, but they had to cut open, take my intestines out.
Wow.
And so the way that the incision happened, that's all your core muscles, right? So, and one of the things to get out of the hospital and go home, I had to show that I could walk, and do other things. And because those core muscles had been cut open and were healing, they were not available for use for walking. So it literally felt, the only way I can describe this is it felt like I had to relearn how to walk.
Wow.
Because I had to use different muscles that aren't typically pulled into that, right? What saved me and got me out, they say normally that hospitalization for that procedure is 15 days. I got out in 5 days. And what saved me was at that time I was training in martial arts hardcore, and my sensei had us doing like crazy amounts of sit-ups all the time. So I had like a ton of, at that time, I don't now, at that time I had a ton of core strength.
Right.
And that was the difference. I got out
Wow.
a third of the time. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Do you guys know Bacon? He is hilarious. He's a good guy. He's always here, helps me mod my channel, and he usually does a Friday night live stream too. He's West Coast, so he's more on Daniella's on the West Coast time zone. So I'm usually
Mountain time.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm an hour behind or ahead of West Coast.
Yeah. And Fish says, if we all had to chop wood and hike 10 miles, we would all be screwed. And I think that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silver saved me. I don't think that Silver saved me that time. No. And Danielle, I think this is somebody from your audience.
Oh, hi, Shai Sarai. Yeah, I just posted it on my community page. Welcome, Sarai. Nice to see you. Thanks for showing up. It's been a while since I've done a live, and thought I would pop onto Sarge's channel here, but you'll be seeing more of me live, so stay tuned for that.
The last live I did was with you guys. The one we did with Jen and everyone back then.
No
I usually don't talk on camera.
That's so long ago.
Yeah, and I remember we had so much fun on that stream.
Yeah,
and I don't know, we probably need to do this more often too, because I really like talking to you all, And if we can get Jen back in here, that would be good. I really miss Brad from my BS Life. Did you guys?
I remember him.
Yeah,
he's gone, eh?
Yeah, he's still on Instagram. If you send him a message, he'll respond on Instagram. But
he's okay.
He had to take a break from YouTube. It's hard.
Yeah, last I heard he was busy, but was gonna come back. But I haven't heard anything since. But...
Yeah. If you message him, he'll respond to you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as long as
he's doing okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in now, we're talking about fitness and why it's important to preppers. I'm gonna leave a little bit of time here at the end, being that the three of us are all small YouTubers. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. A lot of the people who come on my channel are also content creators, so we're gonna give you some of our thoughts on what's worked for us and what hasn't worked for us. What are some of the things to watch out for? So if you're interested in that type of content, that will be probably the last 20 minutes or so. So the next question I had for y'all was, what are some of the ways that if somebody doesn't have money for equipment, and I guess it's a two-part question. If somebody doesn't have money for equipment, what are some ways that they can get started with fitness? And this is one of the reasons why I wanted you two on this stream. And then the number two question is, somebody hasn't worked out in a long time, what are some ways to ease back into the waters?
Yeah, for the first part of the question, if you don't want to spend any money on equipment, you don't really have to. You could just do push-ups, sit-ups at home, do push-ups off your couch, do dips off a table. You can just get out there and work out. Burpees, that's one a lot of people have been doing. You really don't need equipment. I mean, it helps and it makes it more fun, depending on what your goal is, of course. But if you really just wanted to work out, you can get out and walk 10,000 steps, and that's a good start. Go out jogging, sprint, go find a nice big hill and sprint up and down that hill. You're going to burn a lot of calories, speed up your metabolism. You really don't need equipment. Of course, we want to use equipment and we enjoy it, but there's so much you can do. You just got to find out what you like to do and what you can stick with.
Yeah, to further on that, like, our bodies are gyms. Like, our body's a gym. And there are two small content creators that come to mind when I think about it. Someone who I recently followed, her name is Meek, my Meek 1, and she's starting her weight loss journey. She has literally no space. She's using like a small section of her bathroom, and she's using her body weight to strength train. She's using her body weight to do cardio. She's running on the spot. She doesn't go outside. She uses literally the tiniest space. And you can start your weight loss journey off like that. The way I started off, I didn't have any equipment. I did not want to go to the gym because I was uncomfortable for several reasons. So I started my fitness journey at home. Now, I got Beachbody on demand, but YouTube has evolved into a home workout beast. Literally, just type into the search engine, no equipment workout or body weight workout for beginners, and you will find amazing workouts on YouTube. I'm currently doing a fitness program that's created by a larger YouTube content creator. And she throws in body weight exercises in there all the time. So you don't need much at all to work out. I know people who have lost in their later years of life. They're in their 50s and their 60s. They've been overweight their entire life. And they said they've had enough. And the way they lost this weight literally was just walking for an hour. Well, they started off 20 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day. And then they incrementally made their way to 30 minutes and then 40 and then et cetera, et cetera. And they got to a point where they're walking 2 hours away and they literally walked the weight off of them. So you don't need a gym. It does not have to be fancy at all. Oh, hey, Celine, welcome. Sorry.
Yeah, and to add to what you say, I love telling people to walk because not everybody can run, but almost everyone can walk. And you burn almost the same amount of calories walking and running, but running, you just get there faster, so just something simple as walking 10,000 steps. Once you do that, you can increase a step, add some jogging. It's just, there's so much you can do. You just gotta find something that you can do and have the will to do it, basically.
And what they didn't tell you there is that both of these channels, the majority of their content is stuff that they're doing in their home with very little and sometimes no equipment. So this is these two, if you're thinking about getting started, these two people right here, these two wonderful, positive people that I truly admire, that I'm blessed to have as my friends.
Oh, thank you.
I would recommend these are two great channels to start with for getting yourself started, right? And go easy. If you haven't done it in a long time, don't feel like
definitely, yeah, definitely go easy, you know.
Yeah. So if you go on there and you see that, Daniella does 50 burpees, just remember Daniella's been doing this for 2 years now or longer. So don't think that you can do that. You try to do 5, try to do 10, see where you're at, give yourself a rest day, see how your body's feeling. It's probably going to be sore if you haven't done that in a while, right? So I didn't put that on some of our topics, but I think that's a quick thing we should hit on. Like, what do you all recommend for like that delayed onset muscle soreness that everyone gets when they first start working out again?
That's a tough one. When you first start working out and you feel that muscle soreness, stretch. Do yoga.
I was going to say, make sure you stretch.
Yeah. Alternate from strength training. If you're doing strength training one day, and if your body's too sore, please don't continue. Right. Go for a walk. I did that the other day. I did a crazy leg day workout. I just went on a walk just to get the muscles flowing. Do yoga, stretch, Epsom salt baths, take magnesium in powdered form. What else can you do? Protein powder, or drink a lot of protein in the form of egg whites. I drink my egg whites. Okay. So that's how I get my protein. Just eat a lot of protein, stretch, and give your body the time to heal, because you don't want to be working out when you're super sore. That means rest needs to happen. And do not neglect the power of rest, because when you rest, that is when the magic happens, everyone. That is when you see the weight loss. Usually when I lose pounds, it's after a rest day, after I take a break from working out. So, yeah.
Yeah,
and drink lots of water.
She covered it. Okay.
She covered it.
Yeah, water. Yeah, water. If you've overdone it, I'm a fan of ice. Like
I was gonna say, cold showers after a hard workout actually really helps me on the muscle that's really sore. But yeah, you should have a good workout, but you shouldn't be sore to the part where you can't walk. That means you overdid it. Overtraining too much isn't a good thing. So yeah, gotta ease into it. And if you haven't done it in a long time, just be smart about do a little bit by little, then add to it to get better and better.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you mentioned on the protein too. Like that's such an important part of recovery too. Protein, it gives us the branched chain amino acids, which allows your muscle to rebuild. So the whole idea with exercise, right, is that we're breaking down the muscle and then it rebuilds stronger. I mean, that's for sure with weightlifting, but even with like cardio to some extent, it's happening with with your heart and your lungs and things like that. You're on a very, very small level, you're breaking down the tissue, but then you're building it back stronger. So protein is absolutely essential for part of that. And you said water too. Thank you for mentioning that. You do have to increase your water when you start doing this. You have to drink more than you normally would have.
Yes, it's so important. But I wanted to touch base on when you're starting your journey to fitness or just bettering your life. Please do not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 25. Yep. We are all at different levels. We all have different abilities. We're all individually unique. So don't think just because someone's lifting that amount of weight, you have to do it. That is the worst mindset to have. As one of my favorite YouTubers says, Greg Doucette, check your ego out. Ego needs to be out the door. This is about being better than what you were yesterday. It's not about comparing yourself to other people. So take it incrementally and celebrate every victory you have.
Absolutely. Let's see. We had before we go into the second part of this. When I'm trying to get back in shape, like right now, I'm just kind of doing. I'm dropping weight. I'm doing some Atkins, which works for me. I'm not necessarily saying everybody needs to do that, or I know Fu, you're doing something else. We can talk about that in a second. And I know, Daniella, you're doing something else too, but it's similar to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Do your research. Everybody's body is different. I'm not telling anybody to go do Atkins because I do Atkins. Atkins works for me because I've tried a lot of different things. And since January 1st, I've dropped 6 pounds. That's without doing a ton of cardio. I am walking every day. I try to do 45 minutes to an hour every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And when I do get back into weightlifting and things like that, I'm a fan of compound movements. Those are, you guys probably explain this better than I can, but it's basically large muscle groups. So, shoulder press, bench press, squats, deadlifts, and rows would be, I guess, your big 5, right? And when you do those movements, you're hitting your big muscle groups and you're also hitting most of the small muscle groups too.
Yeah, different muscles at the same time while you're lifting. Yeah.
But what do you all like? What are your favorite exercises? And if you were to encourage somebody in the audience, like, okay, just try this for now. I know you said walking. Walking's fabulous. Is there another one that you recommend? Like, if you were gonna say, try this.
Favorite? I say for weight loss, I would say do sprints, but I know not everyone can run because of joint issues. But I know if you go out and do sprints, you're gonna shed the body fat.
And
I'm a big fan of high intense training, like doing burpees and stuff like that. But I also know not everyone can do that because of different health issues and stuff. But yeah, but I love lifting. I love benching, deadlifting. Recently, I just got into calisthenics, like doing muscle up. That's like my thing now. And one thing I find that's hard for me is sometimes I feel like I'm trying to do too much at once, like deadlifting and then doing muscle up and stuff like that. I gotta sometimes tone it down because even I feel like I'm overtraining on some days, trying to get my muscle up better, but also trying to increase my deadlift and, trying to run as well too. So.
I was going to say, once I respond to this comment, that you want to recruit the largest muscle groups in your body, and that is the legs. So squats and lunges. I know a lot of people don't like them. Lunges can be challenging because you got to work on your form. But if you target those muscles and even glute bridges and stuff, you'll burn more calories. Every time I have a leg day, I burn a significant amount of calories. So squats is a great way to go, but you don't want to only just focus on the lower body. You want to have the whole package because our body is a machine and it moves together. So you do want to do upper body workouts as well because everyone's into the squats lately and, the lower body thing for the booty gains, but there's so much more to that. Like there's our shoulders, there's our core, which is so pivotal because I have a core injury and I know how it is when you don't have an active core, as Sarge was talking about earlier when he had his surgery, working on that core. So planks is another good one because that recruits your whole body. So everyone can do a plank. Start off on your knees or whatnot and work your way up and, make it longer. So that's what I would recommend.
And if somebody was a little bit more intermediate or advanced, I would say, let's see if you guys agree with me on this one. I would say if you only did one exercise and you were advanced enough to be able to do it, I would say burpees, right?
I would say that's like the king of exercise for burpee. It works your whole body and you don't need anything. That's the crazy thing is you could do burpees in your bathroom if you really needed to.
Yeah.
And that'll get you in shape really quick. I honestly didn't do burpees until I started YouTube and I started following these other content creators. Like, man, these burpees are kicking my ass. And now I kind of enjoy doing them.
They're hard.
They suck.
Yeah.
But burpees, I feel like they're like the best workout if you don't have any equipment.
Yeah, full body workout right there. Burpees for sure. I have not been doing much burpees lately, so I'm out of burpee shape, but burpees are king. I used to do 100 burpees like 3 times a week. That's a killer. I know Fu has done way more than me.
I only do it when I do versus video, but then I just stop. But I got to stick on it too. Just to keep up with the guys, I'm keeping like majors, maximize your life. And then once I finish the video, all right, take a break from the burpees. But I would say they're like the king of exercise.
Yeah. And if you all want to see, this is for the audience, if you all want to see somebody who's got a crazy good physique, check out King Majors.
Yeah,
that dude is jacked and ripped.
Yes,
Oh.
and he's all natural, which I
Mhm.
love, because everyone thinks they need to inject themselves with something. So that's not true. You can make gains naturally too, and I
Mhm.
love that he's natural because it's so refreshing, especially in
Mhm.
the fitness world.
Definitely in the fitness community. Like one thing a lot of people don't know is a lot of people take gear, but they lie about taking gear. And I'm
Yep.
not hating, that's their thing, but a lot of
Mhm.
people don't understand. A lot of people in the fitness industry, they take it and they lie about it. So then you got young 20-year-old kids taking it and lying about it. And it just defeats the purpose of, being fit and healthy. I have nothing against people that take it, but it's a lot. A lot of them are taking it.
Yeah, and there's a price to pay for that too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you may
Yeah.
not pay it right away, but you're going to probably pay
Long
it.
term wise, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm all about health here, and I'm like, people got to do what they got to do. If they're high level fitness athletes, I get it. For me personally, I can never touch it because I lost my health and I don't want to lose it again. So it scares me. But there are natural supplements that you can use to
Of
help
course, yes.
gain
Yeah.
muscle, like tons. So
Yeah, I'm a fan of when I'm in bulking up mode or weightlifting mode, I go creatine, protein, glutamine, and those are the three that I pretty much
yes.
stick with. What do you all think?
Yeah, that's good. My main thing is creatine. I love creatine because it'll help us out in our weightlifting. Our muscles retain the water. I don't take protein or anything because I feel like I eat enough protein. That's just my personal preferences. And caffeine for my workout, coffee or pre-workout on some days if I know I'm having an intense workout.
Yeah, for me, I don't use a lot of supplements. I've not touched creatine. I probably should, because I know I have a tendency to build muscle easily. But right now it's just egg whites and protein powder. Just 2 scoops, tons of egg whites, just getting in my protein. But I think I want to experiment more on other natural supplements as things progress.
Right.
When you the time I see if Fu agrees with me here. The time to hit the creatine, if you've never done it, is when you've hit a plateau and you're like a month long and you're not
Yeah, because it gives you that extra boost you might need to lift just a little bit more. It's
all of a
not
sudden
like
you push past that
yeah,
plateau.
Okay, I'll look
Like,
into that for
definitely.
sure.
Out of all the supplement, creatine's the most researched supplement and it
I
has the
know.
most benefits. So definitely
Yeah.
look into it. I know when I was younger, I thought creatine was like a steroid. So when I found out people were taking, but then as I got older and learned about it, I feel like creatine is like the most researched and beneficial supplement out there. There might be other things people don't need, they take, but I say
Yeah.
creatine, as long as you're taking it right and not overdoing it, it could only help you. It can only help you.
Yeah, and I'm not an expert on this, but it is naturally occurring. What you're doing when you buy the powdered form is you're basically this is a metaphor. It's not exact, but you're basically taking like the amount of creatine that you get if you had eaten like 10 large red steaks.
Right. Especially if you're like a vegetarian or vegan, you might be struggling to get your creatine in. So that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Or you would have to eat a lot of red meat to get enough creatine.
A ton, yeah. All right, so we're gonna shift gears here in a second. Did you all have any other fitness thoughts or tips or anything you want to add in there?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think we touched base.
Yeah, we covered it pretty well.
So if you were here just for that segment of it, please make sure you check out their links in the description. We're gonna shift gears here a little bit. We're gonna talk about kind of the small YouTuber experience and just what that's been like for the three of us. The three of us have been friends now for a while, so we communicate outside of YouTube and kind of share thoughts and things like that and what's worked. I'll start with when you start with YouTube, right? So if this is for people who are just starting out, this particular piece that I'm going to say, and I'm in several forums for small YouTubers and some Reddit groups and things like that. And people get frustrated because they put their first video out and they're like, well, nobody's watching my video. And it's because, when you search as a viewer, when you search YouTube, you're going to immediately get the hits of all the most popular channels, people with millions of views. And so your thought is distorted about that's normal. It's not normal. So when you start, people they'll say, well, I loaded up my video and you have all this excitement. That's my first video. I can't wait till people watch it and comment and like and stuff like that. But it doesn't usually happen for most people. So you have to think of your first 10, 30 videos as learning. I look back, and I know you guys probably do too. I look back at those first 30 videos and I'm like, man, these are cringy. Like the editing's so bad, and didn't know what I was doing. The sound is bad. The lighting's bad. I'm saying like, every 30 seconds, so just kind of consider those, unless you're experienced with making videos, right? Like maybe you've done it through school or for something else that you do in your life. But if you're not, those first 30 videos, consider them a class.
Yeah, and definitely start a niche, something you're passionate about, because you have to really love it. And like Sarge said, when you first start, it's going to be a grind because you might get 2, 3, or 5 views and stuff. But if you really love what you're doing, it shouldn't matter. You should just focus on growing and giving value and getting better and better. And also a network of other content creators that's in the same niche as you, and learn from them, and basically just help each other grow. You'll develop like a great friendship because you meet people that's all on the same grind as you, that's motivational, that's positive. And sometimes you need it because there are days where I feel burned out and stuff too. It's a lot of work trying to keep up with YouTube, with Instagram and stuff like that. But if you really love what you're doing and you come in with a positive mindset and you do want to give value, you can't go wrong. Just work on growing and getting better.
Yeah, I agree. You got to do something that you love because it's hard. I recently started introducing Facebook to my whole like social media game. I saw off Facebook a few years ago, but then I realized it's actually an effective tool to help to grow your YouTube channel. I didn't know that. So yeah, it can be exhausting going on all these social media platforms, but it's worth it when you see that comment and someone says, "Oh, you inspire me," or it's worth it when someone drops a comment in one of my content and they're like, "You're doing a good job, keep it up," because community is strength. And it's a great way to connect with people on whatever hobby you have. Like in the real world, it's kind of hard to find people. Well, not that this is now the real world, I shouldn't say that, but in our day-to-day lives, it's kind of hard to find people who are, into what you're into. I don't know anyone into fitness. My hubby used to be into fitness and then he stopped. So like there's literally no one. It's just me. So I love that I have this community online. And then like what Sarge does, preparedness and sound money, like that stuff, like I talk about a lot, like with my partner and all that. So it's cool to connect with other people with that, mindset of being self-sufficient, because that's like a dream of mine, like to just live off the grid, grow my own food, and just not depend on anyone. I'm very big about being completely independent. So yeah, it's cool connecting with people like that.
Also, to add what the goddamn Bacon said, yeah, don't care what haters think. I was actually surprised when I got way more positive comment. Every once in a while, I get a little bit stuff, but just don't care what people think. Because they're taking their time to hate on your video. They probably don't have much going on, and it's the internet. Just delete the comment. It's not a big deal. But just don't care what people think. Focus on what you love and improve.
So when you put yourself out there, and Bacon's got some really good points here. When you put yourself out there on YouTube or Instagram, right, or TikTok, I don't do TikTok, but you're going to get some haters. You have to just get past that.
The more popular you are, my most viral video, I would get like weird comments here and there, and like the more popular you are, you'll get little stuff here and there. It's just part of it. That means you're doing something right. That's a way to think about it. You could reply back or just delete it. It's the internet. Just focus on your viewers, people who are actually supporting you.
I will say that my 2 most popular videos, one has 14,000 views and one has like 2,500 views, are also my most disliked videos.
Yeah, it happens, man. It's just part of the process. Yeah. Remember when Move with Jen went viral?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got some weird. I didn't notice that, and I went like, oh yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with it. You have to be okay with it. Develop a little bit of a thick skin, and don't let those people bother you.
Yeah.
Bacon says pay attention to your fans, your audience. That's the people you need to care about, right? So I make a really big effort to connect as best as I can with everybody who watches my video and leaves a comment as best as I can. It's getting harder because now I'm up to 1,600. So the more you grow, the harder it is to know every single person that's commenting.
Right.
But I try.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, I haven't gotten to the level of you guys in terms of viral. Is that even a word? Getting viral like that. My highest video has like 4K views. But yeah, you just have to look at hate as progress. It literally is. Hey, Sue, nice to see you. Welcome.
Oh, Sue.
Yeah, it's just, you got to look at it as progress. So don't take it negative. And it's just going to, I did go viral on TikTok and I did get a lot of hate. So yeah, I don't use TikTok much anymore because it's a platform that's not monitored and I don't like it. But yeah, when I went viral on TikTok, I got a lot of hate. So, and I was just talking about the weather in Calgary. So yeah, it is what it is. It's just a sign of progress.
So you had mentioned, Daniella, that you started also kind of networking and putting your videos out there on Facebook.
Yes.
I would say to any new, and I do say this actually on the forums that I'm in and Reddit and stuff like that, to any new YouTuber, don't wait for YouTube to suggest you. You're going to be waiting a long time unless you get very, very lucky. You have to go and find your audience and bring them to your content. Yep. So how do you do that? You network, like Fu said, and you start going out to other platforms like Daniella. I said I get a lot of views from my Instagram. I actually have more followers on Instagram than I do.
Yeah. I was gonna say Instagram has helped me a lot with that too.
Mm-hmm. Twitter, I actually get some. I kind of
I never tried Twitter. I do have a TikTok, but I don't use it as much. It's kind of hard for me to keep up with YouTube TikTok already, and then Instagram. But I do have a TikTok, but I should use that more. Eventually, I might start posting more, but yeah, Instagram has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I think the two Facebook companies are the companies to use, Instagram and Facebook, to help grow your channel. They just have great resources in community connection. I don't know about the other platforms, but those are my three right there: YouTube, Instagram, and then Facebook. So yeah. It's important to get your content out there. Join groups. Be active on Instagram. Reply to comments. Be active
definitely. Yeah.
On Facebook. If you're interested in prepping like Sarge, join prepping groups. If you're interested in fitness or weight loss, join weight loss groups. Like, there are groups for everything on Facebook, and they're very effective at getting the word out about your channel and who you are. So it's been helping me lately. It's been a lot of work because it's another social media site.
It is a lot of work. Yeah.
But it's worth it, like you said, because I love fitness. I love personal development, and I love just working on yourself day in. It's rewarding. Nothing is more rewarding when you surprise yourself by accomplishing your goal or being like, wow, I really did that. Like, that just boosts your self-confidence, and that's something money can't buy. So,
that's exactly how I felt when I did my first muscle up a few weeks ago. It just felt like,
and that went viral.
Yeah, that was a viral video. And
that was a cool video.
If I never did that video, it never would have gone viral. But yeah, like I said, once you accomplish something, it just feels like, yeah, you did it. It's like playing a video game when you level up and stuff. That's the way I look at it. And then you could only get better. That's the way you could only get better the more you work at it.
So Successful Slave has his first 140 subscribers.
Congrats.
That's good. So here's one thing to keep in mind is that I read once that less than 10% of people who start a channel get over 100. So that is a good accomplishment.
Oh.
And the three of us, I think, would all say the same thing. Your subscribers are going to come in batches.
Yeah.
Do you all notice that?
Yeah, I guess. My channel's a bit of a weird growth, but I don't know. Like, I had slow growth for months, and then
you picked up like 3,000 in a very short period of time.
Because I got a shout out from Beatrice Caruso, who's a bigger channel, But I met her on Instagram when she was a small channel, and we were friends, and I loved her content. She made me laugh. She found inspiration in my content. We were going back and forth, and she thought this YouTube thing, she'd get to 1,000 subscribers, by a year or two. But she blew up after one of her Chloe Ting videos went viral. And then she gave me a shout out later on because she was inspired by me, and that grew my channel overnight. Then my growth started slowing, and now it's picking up again because I started, like you said, Sarge, going out and finding my viewers. So, and I guess you get better with progress,
Right.
You get better by putting out more content, seeing what people like. Like, the best advice I can give to anyone starting a YouTube channel, just put out content, see what happens. Learn your audience, learn how it works. The worst thing you can do is be like, this video flopped, so I'm not going to put it out. No, you can't have that mindset. You got to keep going. That's why it is imperative you find something that you love to create content about it. Because, like, I'm joining on these Facebook groups, and there's a lot of people starting their YouTube channels, and they're just like, I don't know what to vlog about. Like, I vlog about this. Like, you have to find something you are so passionate about. Because if you're going to be, like, lackadaisical about it, it's going to be really hard to grow.
What's the minimum that you all think a new YouTuber should to expect that they're going to get some growth, at least a couple of months until things start picking up for them? My personal thing was, I'd say you probably should try to post at least twice a week. What do you all think?
Yeah, at least twice a week. For me, I do at least once, and then I do shorts in between. But yeah, twice a week would definitely be better,
Yeah.
Be consistent. Don't post once and then a month later post another one, then complain you're not growing. It's a grind, and you have to love it. As well as, reply to all your comments. Don't be in such a rush to grow. You ignore the people that's already following you. Appreciate the people that actually enjoy your content and focus on giving value and becoming better. And you can't go wrong. You should get better. It's like a video game. The more you play, the more you get better.
Yeah. And speaking of which, work on video skills. Yeah. If y'all have never been to the Tattooed Ronin's channel, y'all need to see his special effects.
So cool.
They're bomb.
I literally make our workouts like a video game. I'm always talking about video games, like a burpee challenge and stuff. And all of it was like self-taught because I didn't grow up knowing how to edit videos. So it was just part of my journey that I learned recently and stuff. And if you have fun and you love what you do, you're going to improve. It should be something that gets you out of bed, makes you excited, first of all. So, that's what I do.
Yeah, they really are epic, Celine. They are they're really cool. In fact,
thank you, Celine.
Can you talk
I would say my
bit?
most favorite video was the one I had all of us with the somewhat fit end game, and we all came out like the Avengers, and I had little clips of us. I mean, not the best editing, but it was just funny, and it was us. It was our video for us, and I love that. I love that video. It was one of my most favorite videos.
It was so good. And how long did that take you? I kind of know. I know the answers, but I want the audience to hear this.
Yeah, I'm weird. Like I was up for almost 2 days doing it. It was just I didn't want to stop. And some Blaze from Somewhat Fed, he was talking to me like, "Hey man, when's the video come out? It's almost done." And when I tried to render it, my iPad crashed. I thought I lost everything because I left my iPad up for 2 days and it overheated. Eventually I was able to save it. But then after I got better, I bought a better iPad with more memory. And I'm not gonna leave my iPad up for 2 days again like that. But that video took a lot of work and a lot of editing, but I'm a lot better at editing now, so I could do a video like that a lot faster and stuff.
Yeah.
But
how long does it take you all to do like a 10-minute video?
That depends if I'm adding a bunch of special effects or I'm just doing a quick workout. But it could be anywhere from a few hours to like 8, 9, 10. It just depends how many effects I add to it.
For me, if it's a vlog, it will take longer. If it's a sit-down video and I'm talking and I'm getting advice, it's quicker to edit. Yeah. So it all depends on what the content is.
Yeah, vlogs take forever
Yeah.
The more cuts that you have to do, like you're
Yep.
changing locations and stuff like that, it gets really long. If I do a gardening video, those take me forever to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just the editing, not the filming, it's the editing.
Editing.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so a couple last tips here. I think when you're under 1,000 subscribers, that feels like that's going to be the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then when you get past 1,000 subscribers, the hours feel
That
like
becomes, especially if it's been over a year.
So I got to 1,000, I think it was January of last year.
Okay.
And I had a big YouTuber shout me out to push me over the top. I was at like 900, and then I went to like 1,100. The Urban Prepper, who's a really big prepping channel, shouted me out, and I got 200 subscribers, so that helped. And then it took me like another 8 months to finish out my hours. It takes a long time. And after a year, if you're a new YouTuber, you need to know this. After a year, your hours from the previous year start rolling off the table. So you start losing hours as you're gaining hours, and it's like you're running through.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through now.
Yeah.
So do you all? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I think to help out with the hours is to put up more content. Because what I did, it was a grind. Vlogmas. I put out a video every day, but oh my gosh, it took out so much from me, even though I prepared. Awesome. But those videos are still being watched, and they're getting me watch time hours. So, like, vlogging daily for a month might help, or increasing to 3 videos a week might help, but make your mental health a priority, because this can get exhausting. But anyway, go ahead, Sarge. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, and create playlists for your audience and encourage them. My audience really helped me out getting those hours. And all I had to do was ask, like, hey, I've got playlists out here. I'm trying to get to 4,000 hours. If you enjoy my content and you want to watch it while you're working around the house, doing house cleaning or whatever, I really appreciate you. And I had a bunch of people step up and really help me out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think a tip I should add is, when you start your 4,000 watch hours and 1K subscriber, that's what you need to be monetized. For me, when I started, my videos were like 2 to 3 minutes long. That's because I was just getting into it. But yeah, going back, if I had longer videos, it would have been a lot easier to get to the watch hours and stuff. So yeah, the longer videos you do, the better, to some extent,
Mm-hmm. So the way that works, Bacon, is and we're just about ready to wind down here, y'all. The way that works, Bacon, is if let's say that your first month on YouTube, you gained 100 hours, right? Which is, that would be pretty good for your first month on YouTube. Yeah. And then you pass month 12, that 100 hours disappears, and you go, it rolls forward. So, but the good news is as you're growing, you're gaining more than you did 12 months ago too. But it does feel like you're running through mud.
Yeah.
This is important too. Once you do get monetized, those watch hours don't matter anymore. Like this could change. So take this with a grain of salt. But there's nothing that says I have to get 4,000 hours this year now.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had to keep rolling it.
Now that could change. YouTube could decide down the road to make that a new requirement.
Because they made monetization much harder. I forget what it was back in the day, but it wasn't 4,000 hours. Yep. It was much less.
Yep.
But I didn't know that. Okay, good to know. Because I'm currently on the race to 4,000.
Yeah,
you're almost there, right, Danielle?
I think last time I checked, it's 3,600.
Oh,
awesome!
You'll get
You're
there
close.
soon.
My
goal is to get there by May.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I think my rollback time is when I got that shout out is end of March. So hopefully I'll get it done. I'm trying. I didn't know that. That's very encouraging to hear that you don't have to keep chasing these 4,000 hours.
Yeah. So the pressure lets up a little bit, and it's definitely less stressful once you do that. Now monetization is not everything. I get about $20 a month. But it is nice psychologically to know I'm getting $20 a month,
Yeah, for putting in this.
And it can only grow from there. It might be
grow.
$30, it might be $100. It's like the next step. Like for me, my first step was just 1K subscriber, and now 4K watch hour. That's what I'm working towards.
I had no goal. I just started this. I didn't have a goal. I just was like, I'm just going to put out content. I really wanted to connect with people. That was my thing. I wanted to reach people who had a lot of health issues and who, like, just to give them hope that they can keep going forward even though things are hard, you know, just by sharing my story. I wasn't really focused on that because I remember I got that as a tip from one of those YouTubers. It's like, don't focus so much on, you know, the subscribers and all that. Focus on connecting with your audience. And that is still my focus to this day. And I'm trying to keep improving that at some aspect. So
100%. Make that your primary goal. Is putting out good content, connecting with your audience, enjoying what you do. Though that has to be above and beyond monetization and everything else.
Right.
Fu, how close are you?
I'm at between 26 and 2,700. It's been over a year for me, so a lot of my hours reset. But ever since I started doing longer videos, it's just going up. So.
Yes, I fell asleep to your sleeping video twice.
Yeah,
I loved
the funny thing,
video.
those videos get me the most hours, and they're so easy to do. So I'm trying to release to help
awesome.
out.
Dude,
but yeah, when I'm home cleaning, I run, you know, my friends' channel. I like to listen to them, you know, help support them. But yeah, the meditation or the relaxing music.
Yeah,
I'm glad you fall asleep to those. I try to do them at least once a week. I just noticed they get me so much watch hours. So
can you put more out, because you picked very good, like, it's just so relaxing. Love it.
Thank you. Yeah. Glad to hear.
So I just lost my ring light. Sorry about that, guys. So Celine, you did cleaning videos that I actually really enjoyed. Do you guys remember her house cleaning series where she like totally renovated her apartment and everything?
Yeah, she does really good like vlogs on her daily life when she practices or goes to her concert and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoy her. If she does long videos, I'm sure a lot of her fan base will watch it as well.
Celine, put out long videos.
Longer videos,
I know a girl. I follow her, Jennifer Lynn. She grows exponentially. She would put out these like 45 minutes to hour-long videos. She does meal prepping, all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, okay, but then it worked for her. Like, her channel's just growing. So Celine, please put out longer videos. I love watching your vlogs. I listen to you while I'm cooking or cleaning or recovering from a workout on the couch, like I do every day. So put out longer videos. Don't assume people don't want to watch them. Look at the watch time hours, and it will go up. Trust me, longer videos are your friend. I don't know, there was this tip going around saying you should keep videos to 15 minutes or less. No, people who are putting out longer videos are growing.
I noticed like the people that started YouTube, when they do just long workout videos, even if they don't get a lot of views, they get monetized within a year easily because their videos are so long.
Like Wally Paul. Do you know Wally Paul?
Yeah, I do.
His videos are an hour long.
Yeah,
and sometimes
it's just him doing workouts. It's crazy.
So
definitely longer videos.
So the king of long videos, y'all, you need to check out Bacon. He does like 8-hour live streams.
Wow. Definitely, I'll definitely stop by his channel and check it out after this.
He does. Y'all need to check it out, and they're hilarious. They're really funny.
What does
all right,
do? Is he moving around?
He just talks. Yeah, he just guests on sometimes. Yeah,
that's cool.
He does commentary on stuff that's going on. Sometimes he gives you like little stories of things that's happened in his life, and he's funny. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. I know everybody's got some stuff they got to do tonight. I really appreciate everybody joining us. I really appreciate everybody in the audience. Thank you so much. I have a really kick butt audience that is here every Friday night. It's my ride or die crew. And that's the thing, Celine, like we were saying before, don't assume that people won't watch your videos. Everybody here has got a ride or die crew. You really do.
I love your content, Celine. I love it. So keep putting it out there. Make them longer.
Make them longer. Her vlogs are always hilarious and stuff. So
they're good. They're funny. All right, Fu, what do you got coming out? What do you want to plug before we say goodbye?
Follow me on IG, Instagram. It's literally _immortal_society. The Immortal Society. I'm almost at 7,000 followers. I post a little clips and stuff from YouTube there and stuff. So yeah, definitely check it out. I do a lot of motivational videos, different workouts, different speeches of people I find motivational, like Les Brown, David Goggins, Greg Cliff, stuff like that. And I basically just share stuff that I find positive. And sometimes you see people in our circle I post about, like, sorry, I think I posted about you on that page a while ago. Daniella, I'm post you events. I'll get to that too. It's a major comes across my page a few times, move with Jan, stuff like that. Just my friends that's all on the mission to do something positive, you know. The more the society, that's a plug.
Yeah. Oh, and for me, I posted recently a what I eat in a day video or what I eat in a week video, but it's a vlog and it's talking about my struggles with the mental side of things when it comes to nutrition. I go deep. I talk about how I'm going to return to therapy and the importance to understand that losing weight is easy. Sorry, losing weight is simple, but it's not easy because of the feelings around the things we have to do to lose weight. Like, you know, we would rather, you know, go out and get junk food as opposed to cooking and eating healthy because it's more work. But there are things we can do to help us overcome that. So I just talk about that journey, share with you meals, and get real deep and personal. So check that out.
And what's your Instagram handle?
Oh, my Instagram handle is self.love.fit. So that's how this all started. I wanted to improve my self-love and make it a whole fitness thing. So self-love fitness.
I'm writing this for the audience. I already know. Is that right there?
Yep, self.love.fit.
Okay. So thank you both for joining tonight. We need to do this more often. We have so much fun when we get together.
This was definitely fun.
Yes.
Really appreciate you. And you two both really do inspire me. I love your positivity. You really, I look forward to seeing your posts on Instagram every day.
Likewise.
Yes. Thank you. We love your content too, Sarge. I love your little series out in the forest. Like,
I love seeing you outdoors and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my favorites when you're all decked out in camo and stuff like that. That's bad. I love stuff like that, man. You're out there in nature with your knives, making stuff, drinking coffee.
Your reviews are awesome. What was I gonna say? I got lost in my thoughts here. Gardening videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I love your financial preparedness. Like, that is so key. And not a lot of people are financially educated. So shout out to you, Sarge.
I appreciate that feedback, y'all. You really you lift me up. You really do. So if you two want to stay on for just a second, I'm going to close out the stream and we'll just we'll check out backstage. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you again, everybody.
Thanks everyone. Thanks Nancy for stopping by. Anyone else that stopped by from my side, thank you. And everyone here, thank you as well.
Yes, ditto. Thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Fu, Daniella, and Sarge.
Take care.